up, guys? Welcome back with another video. And today, of course, we have What If Gohan Was the Legendary Super Saiyan Part 2. Sorry for not uploading last week. Testing came back and I had to go to my school. And so, don't worry, this week we're back on track and ready to start doing What Ifs again. And hopefully get into 110 subscribers. At this point of the recording, we have 107. And on our road to a further of 200 subscribers, hopefully by the end of this year. Anyway, sit back and let's get started. Or should this never mind. Like in canon, everyone is still at the hospital. Only difference being that the emergency dynamic is more over Chaozu than mainly what happened last time. And continuing on. And Krillin still pipes up about Namek, so continuing on. In this timeline, Gohan wouldn't be as excited to go since of the whole situation that happened in the last part. Yeah. And continuing on, Goku eventually notices that Gohan is feeling down, and during their discussion of going to Namek, and as Momo for that second ship, as in the original canon, where him and Gohan would go together. Momo, of course, having no reason to disagree, would oblige, and the second ship is still made. Continuing on. So this means the people to go to Planet Namek are of course Piccolo to see Planet Namek, Tien of course for Chaozu's survival, and Krillin because Krillin for his friend. Krillin barely knows Chaozu though. Seriously, when was the last time the two had a conversation together? Of course, Gohan would still not be in the mood to go to Namek, but Goku would give a talking to and would be able to convince. Moving on. Dear goodness. Like in canon, Goku does do some gravity chaining, although it would be with Gohan's timeline. Noticing he is holding back in this timeline actually a good amount of his power, and so would sit down and ask Gohan why. Gohan would of course talk about the situation. I'm not gonna name the whole situation last time. And Goku give him a pep talk. No specific words because everything I can come up with is generic. And I do not like doing generic. But I might do generic sometimes. Continuing on. Get into the fun stuff. Everyone's new power levels. Of course, we have Vegeta with a much higher power level in the canon. Then the canon starting at 34,000. Piccolo, Yamcha, and not Yamcha, Piccolo, Tien, and Krillin all having higher power levels themselves, and due to some image training, would have Piccolo power of 20,000, Tien a power level 18,000, and the Krillin power level 16,000. Finally, father and son would both, after some gravity training, would both and Zenkai's level power levels of 200,000 and 150,000 respectively. And we continue on. Arriving on that, maybe the only difference would be at this point is that Piccolo will be the one to save Dende from. I'm gonna go with something close to Deborah. What up? I gotta go remember his name. Dodoria. Okay, it was Dodoria. And would land that punch, knocking him farther than Gohan in the original timeline, although that could have been a rage boost. But still, continuing on. Things of this one remains as in canon, and Vegeta portion remains the same as in canon, with Vegeta still getting put near Devil's Zombon and getting his Zenkai to about 53,000. Piccolo instead of Krillin would go to Elder Guru's place with Dende and eventually meet Nell and everything's get interaction inputs, meaningful interactions and stuff. I don't know. I can't write anything. Piccolo gets a potential unlock in this timeline, giving him a power level, 40,000. Just spitballing here. I'm not a power scaler, so take every power level I give in this part of any one of my videos with a grain of salt. Actually, entire bottle of salt. Tien will be taking Gohan's position this timeline and would go looking for basically the Dragon Ball Vegeta head in the ocean, still finding it on his way, still encountering Vegeta. As eventually the two will fight with Tien trying to avenge Chaozu, and that fight going as well. That fight going as well as Tien, as you would think, with Tien being well beaten and battered and having to use a slaughter affair to get away with the Dragon Ball. From here, things resume even more in canon, and the Tien and Krillin are led to Guru's place. Tien would get a heal up along with a Zenkai boost. Zenkai boost, sorry, so much saying stuff. Along with a potential unlocks, along with Krillin putting them at 38,000 and 35,000 respectively. Here things remain even more in canon, although one difference being that Piccolo is the one trying to hold off Vegeta when but the Ginyu still arrive, and Goto is still taken care of with relative ease, although another change would be Piccolo, Krillin, and Tien. I think what happened enough strength with their powers in this timeline would be able to kill Raccoon. Right, Raccoon? Raccoon. Eventually, the team streak will be ended by Jice and Birder, who would basically leave in the same position Raccoon did in the same timeline, except for Gohan isn't here. So moving on. Eventually, Goku and Gohan arrive, and Goku administers the Senzu beans as why not? Gohan takes on the two Ginyus in this two of the Ginyu Force in this situations, and takes care of them much easier than his father in the original timeline. Continuing on. Only difference being here, Ginyu Goku does battle Gohan, and Gohan is able to solo Ginyu Goku instead of, him, Vegeta, and Krillin working together in the original timeline. This, of course, results into all the same stuff in the original timeline, and we continue on. Of course, Porunga is summoned, and of course, wishes are made. Wish. Chaozu is revived. Of course, they might try to wish Frieza off the planet, although that wouldn't work, as Frieza would be way too strong and would be out of the dragon's power. Piccolo's sensing nails while fading would would go flying towards him, and eventually Frieza does arrive, although things up to most of his stuff with him remains as in canon. Up until Gohan's little Masenka moment in canon against his third form, where his Masenkan will be much more powerful, landing a much more deadlier blow to Frieza. Actually, we can even say it destroys his tail, huh? I'm just kidding. Actually doing way more damage to Frieza and knock him straight, actually knocking him to the ground instead of Frieza's knocking it away or whatever he did. And we continue on with things going as in canon. Frieza and Goku do still fight. That fight remains the same as in canon, although Goku is beat down much more and has to use the Spirit Bomb much earlier since no Kaioken or Kinkai's Fist. I don't know why they called it that. Krillin does still end up dying, Piccolo injured, and so Goku's still turns Super Saiyan, but Gohan would turn Legendary Super Saiyan in this timeline, and the two would beat down Frieza. Gohan still having control problems, so at least he is able to keep his target on Frieza and not attempt to kill everyone there. Of course, Frieza is easily defeated in this timeline and is even killed by Gohan. and pretty much doesn't even get to go into his 100%. Not like that would have helped in the first place. Moving on. After the battle is done, Goku goes for Gohan's tail, keeping his timeline as a weakness. So, well, when he goes into Berserk, of course, Porunga is summoned once again, and he does restore the planet before it can be blown up. And for the sake of it, they also use their final wish to revive Yamcha, who I have forgotten about. But I am sorry for all Yamcha fans here. I do like Yamcha. He's okay. Anyways, that will be the end of this part. Hope you enjoyed. And of course, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And see you next time.